The legacy of RE A-level here at Harris Academy Greenwich has been incredibly successful. During my time here, the results have been really, really high quality, and my classes have generally really succeeded and excelled in their written examinations. As a result, they've gone on to an incredible number of successful destinations. Some of the universities that my students have attended are here on your screen. We've had students go to Warwick, Oxford, Sussex, Goldsmith, Coventry, lots of different universities across the country where they are continuing to study a variety of different courses, and from what I hear back from them, they're doing incredibly well. A good qualification in RE at A level or at degree level is going to open doors for a fantastic number of careers, particularly careers that deal with people and communication. The skills that RE teaches you are recognised by both universities and employers. It's well known as a literary subject, as a subject where people have to disseminate and process an incredibly large amount of complex information, and to also deal with that information and make judgments appropriately. As a result, it's a really good supporting subject for jobs like law, civil service, the public service, and education. However, it's also a great way to get onto a successful grad scheme from many of the different businesses that operate within London and also in the UK. We're really lucky to be so close to the city, to so many different businesses that take on grads on a regular basis. And so if you're not exactly sure what you want to do in the future, but you do know that you like RE and you think that you could do well in RE at A level or beyond at your degree level, you could take that degree and then go on to try and get a place on a grad scheme to work in a business within London or within the UK. So RS opens doors beyond the kind of literary, communicative subjects. It also could be a way for you to get the foot in the door of a bigger company if that's something that you want to do. Our curriculum is designed with the intention of all of our students being able to master powerful knowledge, which means they will then be able to excel in their exams, but also hone their written and oral skills, which will stand them in good stead to be productive, happy, successful members of society in the future. What that really means is that within RE, we are teaching students to be able to read, write and speak effectively, because effective communication is incredibly important to do well in the world outside of school and in school itself. In order to facilitate this, we have designed a powerful, knowledge-rich curriculum to ensure that all of our students who study RE are able to not only learn everything they need for the examination spec and to be within the best possible chance of doing well in their A levels, but also to give our students a really good understanding of religion, philosophy, and how the world works, so that when they go out into the world, when they're at university, when they get jobs in the future, they will be able to communicate with people effectively, to relate to people effectively, and to use the skills that they learn in RE to make relationships and form relationships with others and people from all different backgrounds and circumstances. We prepare our students for university and for the workplace by making sure that students from the very start of Year 12 engage with challenging readings, that they are writing as much as possible and are particularly practicing timed essays to help them do as well as possible in exams. And the reason why we're doing this is ultimately we believe that the best thing we can do as teachers, for your children, for you as students, is to offer you the opportunity to get a high pass grade in your A levels, because ultimately it's a high pass at A level which is going to open the most doors for your children, for you as students in the future. The course is assessed by 2 exam papers which are sat at the end of Year 13. So this is a summative exam system where all of the content from Year 12 and 13 is tested at the end of the 2 years of studying the A level. There are 2 exam papers but 3 subjects, so that can seem slightly complicated. The way it works is that students are given one paper on the philosophy of religion and the study of ethics, and then a second paper on religious studies, and the religion that we study at Harris Academy Greenwich is Buddhism. That might seem like a slight surprise to you. Those of you who are looking at applying from other schools may have even come from a faith school, so it might be a surprise for you that we don't study Christianity or Islam or one of the slightly more well-known world religions. The reason that we study Buddhism is we've found that there has been an incredible amount of success for our students in a slightly smaller subject. It's also my degree specialism. I specialised in Indian religions when I was at university, and it's a part of the course that I hugely enjoy teaching, and I try as much as possible to be a really valuable expert in the classroom for students to help them excel in those examinations as well as possible. You can have a look at the screen here to see how those papers are designed. We sit the AQA exam board, so you can also have a look at AQA A-level religious studies on the internet to give you a little bit more information about the specifics of the specification that we study. Finally, you can see here on the screen our entrance requirements for both our sixth form and for the subject of RE at A level. So to get into our sixth form, you must get a 5 in English and Maths at GCSE, and to be able to take RE as an A level, you must either have a 6 in RE or history or geography if you didn't take RE as an A level. I would also consider a 6 in a social science if you didn't take RE as an A level, because I understand it's not an option that people always take at GCSE. However, please note that an RE option is preferred, particularly for those of you who are applying from external schools. We would definitely consider your application more closely if you have already taken RE at GCSE. We're unable to be flexible on these grades, so please bear that in mind when you're making your application. Thank you so much for your time. Please do get in touch using the email on the first slide if you have any more questions for me, and I look forward to hearing from you and from receiving your application. So there are 2 exam papers that are sat at the end of year 13, and those 2 exam papers comprise either A01 or A02 essays. If you have a look at the screen here, you can see that an A01 essay is where students are required to describe a teaching or practice or concept from philosophy, religion, or ethics using evidence from scholars in religion. It's essentially an opportunity to show off knowledge and describe something in as much detail as possible. And then an A02 essay is an evaluation essay where a statement is given to the students and they are required to consider arguments for and against, offer counter arguments for points that they're giving, and then reach a justified conclusion which gives their opinion of that statement. It's therefore fairly similar to the setup of the GCSEs. It's just taking that one step further and making sure that students are really honing their knowledge, probing their arguments as much as possible to try and show off to the exam board how good their knowledge is of the course that they've learned over the last 2 years. The type of work that students are given in class and for homework generally comprises the reading of scholarly materials and original texts. This is particularly true for philosophy and for religion. We spend a lot of time reading translations of scripture, translations of Greek philosophers, for example, to help students really get to grips with tricky and original text. This is one thing that's going to really help students when they go on to university, where there's going to be an incredible amount of original sources that students are expected to read, regardless of what course they're taking. Once the sources have been learnt and dealt with, students will be creating summary paragraphs, essay plans, and practice essays to try and take that knowledge that they have and then put it into writing in a way that they can apply later in the exam. And then homework also includes the creation of revision resources such as posters, flashcards, and mind maps, so that students can stay on top of the incredibly large amount of content that they study over the 2 years across the 3 different subjects of RE, and to make sure that they're always able to revisit it in a way that they feel really, really comfortable with. On the screen here, you can see an essay from one of my new year 12s. So this is something that she wrote in timed conditions. She was given about 20 minutes to write this, to think about this question: examine the nature of the Pali Canon and its authority for Buddhists. So she has used really lovely Sanskrit and Pali key terms that we have learned throughout our course. She's used scholarly concepts and quotes when she's talking about the Pali Canon, which is the Buddhist holy text. And this is an example of a really successful essay that she was able to create within the first half term of studying the course. So hopefully that goes to show you that right from the beginning, our students are really able to kind of learn and create these written pieces of work that put all of their learning that they've done throughout the course into practice.